You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin.
Est-ce que j'ai bien fait de faire ça?
And you're here to slay her. If you don't...
Ah, ok. C'est quoi R? Ok. La meuf qui joue jamais à la Switch. Alors... Je sais pas si je dois refaire la même chose ou pas. C'est bien ce qu'elle m'a dit, il me semblait bien. Yes.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement.
Bon, je vais changer un peu. Il faut que je pisse, les gars. Genre, ça me tombe dessus comme ça. J'arrive.
The door to the basement creaks
Attendez, je lis et
open,
puis j'y vais.
revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below.
Voilà, j'arrive.
This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient
Il
wood.
n'a pas mis tout ça, mais bon.
If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
C'est bon? Voilà, j'arrive. C'est ma résolution de 2025, les amis, c'est boire de l'eau. Je n'avais jamais testé avant. Mais ça me donne envie de faire pipi toutes les 30 secondes, c'est assez désagréable. Il a beaucoup parlé pour 2 lignes, ouais. Voilà, je pense que ça a lu plusieurs trucs en même temps.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember
Attendez,
it
vous
for the
croyez qu'elle est
rest of your
gentille?
life.
J'avais jamais... Franchement, c'est sympa comme liquide. Je vous le conseille.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
Je suis sûre que vous allez voir, elle est toute mignonne, toute gentille.
Good. You're still listening to reason.
Allez.
It would be better if you had a weapon, but you may still be able to
Ça,
do
on
what
connaît.
needs to be done.
Alors,
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the base. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
On discute.
Okay.
Oh, vous voyez, elle est toute gentille. Comment vous appelez-vous? Je ne sais rien de vous, mais j'imagine qu'on vous a enfermé ici pour une raison. Ah, c'est ma question de tout à l'heure. Comment faites-vous pour vous nourrir ou boire? Qu'allez-vous faire si je vous laisse sortir? Je vais vous laisser enfermer ici encore un moment, le temps que je me décide. Désolée, je n'ai pas confiance en vous. Ça ne tient pas debout. Blablabla, bla, bla, bla. Récupérer la lame. Remonter, récupérer la lame. On va lui demander comment elle boit.
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
Bah, réponds.
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but I agree with the princess. That's hardly relevant. Okay, but actually, what has she been eating? She has to eat, right?
Bah oui.
Oh.
Comment tu t'appelles?
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
Is Princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess Princess?
Of course I'm locked up down here for a reason. I don't actually know what that reason is, but you don't just stuff a princess in a basement and throw away the key without there being some sort of an explanation, right?
You have all the explanation you need, and you should know better than to trust whatever she comes up with.
Je sais pas. On va lui demander si elle doit anéantir le monde. Ah, elle peut pas me répondre. Mais je ne crois pas que vous représentiez un danger. Il y a quelque chose qui cloche chez vous.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here for so long.
Attendez, on m'appelle... Putain, décidément. Alors... Ça fait tellement longtemps que je suis ici.
That's... How long has she been locked away?
Did they tell you how I'm supposed to end the world?
Changer de sujet. Gardez le silence.
They haven't shared a thing, have they? All they've done is point a finger. At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why.
Alors réel, mais quand je vois comment ça a fini,
I
voilà
don't
quoi.
trust that. And I don't think you do either, or you wouldn't have come down here to talk.
Mais est-ce que du coup ça va se passer de la même manière hein?
She has a point. We're talking like this for a reason.
So this shouldn't be about what I'd do if I got out of here, or me saying the right thing to convince you to save me. This is about how messed up this whole situation is. This is my life we're talking about.
God damn.
Do you really think I can even end the world? Why would I even want to? We both know that if there's people we can't trust in this situation, it's whoever locked me down here, and it's whoever sent you here. And those two groups are probably one and the same.
Don't let her turn the tables here. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch no less.
Merde.
Like I said, you can call me Princess if you'd like.
Genre ça a passé le dialogue tout seul et quand j'ai appuyé pour le passer, ça a fait la première réponse. Bon, ce n'est pas très grave.
I'm sorry, I've been down here so long, I guess I've just forgotten. I must have...
Okay, that's weird. She hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully you're starting to see that she can't be trusted. Go back upstairs, get the blade, and slay her before it's too late.
Alors, je ne vais pas vous tuer, mais je ne vais pas vous libérer pour longtemps, c'est trop risqué. Si je restais un peu pour vous tenir compagnie, tout le monde serait content comme ça. Je vais vous laisser enfermer ici encore que... Hein, ça c'est pareil. Désolée, mais je n'ai pas confiance. Ça ne tient pas debout. Récupérer la lame. Récupérer la lame. Vous sortir d'ici. On a confiance ou on n'a pas confiance ? On va lui dire ça. Comme ça, vu qu'elle sait qu'on va chercher la lame, peut-être qu'elle va révéler son vrai visage, vous voyez.
Thank. You turn back to the stairs, intent on retrieving the blade in the carriage.
Trust. Trop tard.
You'll regret this.
Ouh.
I promise you. But go ahead, run along and get whatever you're planning to get. But you'd better hope that I don't slip these chains before you make it back down here.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing.
Ah ouais? Ah, arrêtez, elle fait peur.
She has to be bluffing, but hurry.
Après, si elle est détachée, elle viendra dehors, on pourra la tuer dehors.
You rush up to the first floor, grabbing the blade, both yours and the world's only possible salvation. Okay, if we're sure about this decision, I'll support it. I suppose we have a world to save after all. You slowly creep down the basement stairs. It's quiet.
Ah!
Where the princess sat only a moment ago, there's only a severed arm, its cooling flesh still chained to the wall. And she is nowhere to be seen.
Ah.
Is it just me? Or did this room get a lot bigger?
Salut. Nous sommes partis du mauvais pied. Si on partait de zéro. Ah. Je l'enferme en bas et je la laisse se vider de son sang. C'est vrai qu'on pourrait ça.
This is a dangerous play. Who's to say she'll actually succumb to her wounds? She doesn't have a weapon, and she's missing an arm. You can finish this right here, right now. Your eyes dart to the corners of the room. You don't see her.
C'était une
Where is
blague,
she?
j'ai pas pris le couteau, hein.
You close the door behind you. Almost magically, its locks immediately click into place. Maybe they'll open
Ah oui,
if you finish the job.
ouais. Examine le bras, vas-y.
You step forward to investigate the severed limb.
Arraché, là.
A trail of blood leads from its jagged stump into a dark corner of the basement. And then you hear the quiet patter of feet against the floor, and there's suddenly a weight on your shoulders.
Ah.
The princess tears into you. Her teeth and claws are unnaturally sharp, ripping into your shoulders, digging into your throat. You fall to the ground, the princess eagerly tearing at your flesh. Holy shit. What is she?
Allez, lutte, hein.
You roll the princess off your back and turn to face her, rising to your knees and readying your blade. Those eyes. She's going to kill us. Yes, things do look a little grim, don't they? The two of you are losing quite a lot of blood, but there's a reason she decided to strike. Just because she's playing it safe doesn't mean we have the upper hand. Come on now, don't let your confidence waver. This is an important moment.
I'm going to kill you.
The princess leaps onto you as you raise your blade in defense. You find your target, and time after time you strike, but the wounds she inflicted in her ambush hinder your movements, and with each fresh exchange you're a little slower, a little weaker. You seek solace in the fact that she is slowing too. Finally, she collapses, and you collapse beside her.
If you think this is it, you're sorely mistaken. One way or another, I'll make sure you pay for this.
Your grasp on the blade weakens. It slips from your numb
Mais peut-être qu'elle est
fingers,
gentille si on la trahit
lying
pas, vous
uselessly
voyez?
on the floor.
Je sais pas.
This can't be how it ends, right? I'm sorry, but it is. You aren't making it out of this basement, but at least you finished the job. Everything goes dark, and you die.
La sorcière, ça change.
You're on a path in the woods. You're here to slay her.
Qu'est-ce que je fais encore
I
ici?
can assure you that you didn't slay her, and that if he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Brilliant. We need to keep our cards close to our chest, and I'm not sure we can trust him. You know I can hear you, right? Did I say I'm not sure we can trust him? Slip of the tongue, bit of the old brain fog. I meant to say that we should probably head over to the cabin and slay that prince.
Ah ouais, ça aurait pu bien se passer. Putain, j'aurais pu... Elle est gentille en fait, je suis sûre. Je sais pas. Pourquoi m'embêter à faire quoi que ce soit?
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
Ouais,
We were
non.
just weighing our options in a morally ambiguous situation. You can't blame us for weighing our options. We did our best with the information we were given. And we did kill her. And yet you still died, didn't you? So congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We killed the princess killed us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty
Exact.
consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply had you failed to slay the princess? What would have happened to everyone in the place you left? That's a very good point. This princess character seems like a lot of trouble, and if you think about it, actually slaying her probably breaks us out of this cycle, right? We don't want to be stuck here forever. You're laying it on a little thick, aren't you? Laying it on a little thick? What are you talking about? I'm sharing my honest opinions. What matters is that almost everyone seems to be on the same page. So whenever you're ready, you can stop dawdling, get to the cabin, and save the world.
Bon. De toute façon, là, j'imagine qu'une fois que c'est
boy.
entamé, c'est trop tard pour
Before you go any
changer d'avis.
She will lie. Don't worry, I think we've taken that lesson to heart at this point. You can trust us to get the job done.
Ou pas. La première fois, elle était déjà transformée, mais peut-être que c'est pas pareil, je sais pas. Oh, je comprends plus rien à ma vie.
The interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happened to resemble a room. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this.
On peut peut-être voir le miroir cette fois-ci.
Walk up to the wall next to the bed. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. You reach
Ouais, non,
forward
ça change
and
rien.
rub your hand
Ok.
against the cabin.
Est-ce
I
qu'on
hope you
descend
know
ou on
how
prend la
ridiculous
lame?
you look right now. No blade. Leaving it behind didn't work out so well for us last time. It'll always be here if we need it. Sure, that was also true last time and we still died, but we definitely know what we're doing this time. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of... The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw, waiting to swallow you up. The air smells of dirt and her voice skitters up from below.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. Silence, I see. Don't think I've forgotten about you. I recognize the sound of your nervous little footsteps as soon as they came into my home. I know who you are.
See? She knows us. Is this enough for you to believe what we've been saying? Maybe, but you shouldn't let that cloud your judgment. She's just a princess. As long as you remember that and remain focused, slaying her will be easy.
Absolument pas.
She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation. You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is. Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions? Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself? You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the... Fine. You're the boss. Thank you. You descend the basement steps, entering the dark room below. You can just make out...
And there you are, once again seeming to offer a helping hand while likely hiding the
Non,
other
c'est
behind
vraiment
your
pas
back.
compris, c'est pas ce que je
Fine.
voulais.
I'll play along for now. What do you want?
She's acting like she already knows you. I guess what you said back in the woods really was true.
Putain, c'est chiant ça.
That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it. So, you really don't remember us, do you? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true. You fought us on it back in the woods. That was when the only perspectives we had were yours. I'm just glad we could put all... Is it all behind us? Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her. Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where don't talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
Je suis désolée de ce qui s'est passé.
Smart. Let's apologize. Get us back on the right foot.
Oh, you're sorry. Isn't that nice? You're such a gracious little monster.
Peut-être qu'on va devenir gigapote.
If you're sorry, then let me out of here. Prove it.
Alors, j'ai l'impression que vous m'en voulez. Je ne sais pas, les choses ont mal tourné la dernière fois, mais je pense que des puissances qui nous dépassent sont à l'œuvre ici. Nous devrions faire équipe. Nous sommes dans une impasse. Aucun d'entre nous n'ira nulle part. Bla 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 bla. Vous pouvez pas vous libérer de toute seule. Ouais. Pourquoi ai-je la désagréable impression que vous allez me trahir si je vous aide? J'ai envie d'essayer de la laisser sortir pour voir. Hein.
And why would I do such a thing? Is someone's guilty conscience getting to them?
Ok.
But I wouldn't worry. As much as I may hate you, letting you live is in my best interests. If you get me out of here, the only thing that will be dead and buried is the bad blood between us.
Est-ce qu'on essaie de lui faire confiance une fois?
Oh, that nagging feeling you mentioned is me, by the way. I'm actually a little anxious about a potential backstabbing event.
Backstabbing event?
She needs us to get out of here. We'll be fine if that's what we decide. You won't be fine because destruction is in her nature. If she gets out of here, that's it for the world, remember? Even if that's true, that doesn't automatically mean she's going to stab us in the... I think that depends on your definition of words like stab and in the back. She might not literally do that, but she could very well symbolically do the same. See? He gets it. There's nothing wrong with looking out for number one.
Nous devrions faire équipe. Allez.
I suppose you didn't come into my hovel of your own accord, did you? All right. I suppose I could team up. I need a way out after all. And unfortunately, you're the only one I have.
Seems to me like she's offering a mutually beneficial arrangement. Do you know what the word mutually means? Because it sounds to me like she's offering an arrangement that benefits her and her alone.
Il a pas tort. Genre moi ça me fait rien gagner du tout.
Oh, I don't need you to cut me out.
Ok.
The princess grins as
Ouais,
the chains
d'accord.
fall from her wrist. She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little... A woman after my own heart, really. She knows how to hold her cards close to her chest. This is why she can't just be abandoned here. If left to her own devices, she'll find a way out. Now stop her.
Partir avec la princesse, l'abandonner au sous-sol. J'ai l'impression que vous m'en
Is
voulez.
that a joke? Do you think a joke will charm my trust back?
Ah,
You'll have to try harder than that.
elle n'a donc pas oublié. Bon allez, on teste. On part avec.
Let's.
Juste pour voir.
She creeps forward, taking one cautious step at a time until you and she are face to face. She never breaks eye contact, even as the two of you find yourselves face to face. She's silent for a long moment, as if testing to see what you'll do now that she's within arm's
Est-ce qu'elle va nous
reach.
sauter à la gorge?
After you, darling. You're the one it lets come and go. It's best if I follow.
Oh no, we can't have that. If anyone is going to turn their back on anyone else, she's going to turn her back on us. It shouldn't matter who leads and who follows. We're working together here. Well, if it doesn't matter, then she can go first. We may be in this together, but that doesn't mean we have to trust her.
Je suis d'accord.
Somebody has to go first, and it might
Vous
as
avez
well
vu, le
be
narrateur
us.
est plus là.
We're the ones who broke her trust last time. You're
Ah,
talking
si,
a
voilà.
lot about trusting someone who, by her very definition, cannot be trusted. I don't know how many more warnings I have to dole out, but if you help her out of here, you're going to regret
Oh là
it.
là, il raconte n'importe quoi, lui. Je suis sûre que il est jaloux parce que c'était censé être sa femme, mais qu'elle veut pas de lui. Après vous.
And turn my back on you? Do you think me a fool? Your tricks are one of the only things I've known. And I've learned better by now.
Just go first.
Si comme vous l'avez dit, vous ne pouvez pas sortir d'ici sans moi, il me revient d'imposer mes termes. Oh. J'ai peur que ça la saoule et qu'elle me tue du coup. Allez, on monte.
That's right. You're the one who's going first. Don't worry, I'll be right behind you watching every single thing you do.
That's exactly what I'm worried about.
Ça va aller.
You step onto the stairs and begin your ascent from the basement. The princess follows close on your heels, perhaps even a little closer than you'd like. You're only saying that because you want us to feel nervous. I do want those things, but I want them for a good reason. I don't need you to trust me for my sake, because I already know that I'm right. This is for you. Can we walk backwards up the stairs? I think that's the smarter idea. She can't sneak in and attack if we're facing her. No. The stairs are a bunch of overgrown roots. You'll trip and hurt yourself. But
Allez,
the
monte.
princess is silent as you both continue the climb, and in no time at all, the upstairs of the cabin is within reach. Isn't that a relief? We're fine. Nothing happened.
Je suis sûre que ça va très mal se passer.
You're not even going to wait until you're through that door to proudly claim your What did you just say that? I think we know why. You feel something dig into your shoulder, sharp and piercing. The princess clawing at you and pulling you down with her full weight. Together you tumble back down the uneven stairs, your body and hers crashing against the unyielding wooden roots, until finally you both separate with a bone-shaking thud against the basement floor. You feel something. The princess lands against the far wall, gasping as she struggles to recover from the impact. You're still in shock, trying to get a hold of yourself. She grins as you continue to remain exactly where you are, cackling derisively as she watches you realise that you won't be getting up. Wait, why won't we be getting up? I'm afraid your back is broken. One unlucky fall is all it takes, really, and you had several. You know what? I'll say it. That sucks. I don't like having a broken back. We were going to help her. Why? Why did she do that? It's what I would have done. Have you considered not being like that? Of course not. It's what keeps us alive. And yet here we are, paralysed and stuck with someone who hates us in the basement of a remote cabin.
You must have known this was coming. The arrogance of turning your back to me after everything you've done.
Je ne peux pas me relever, vous m'avez brisé la colonne. J'essayais de vous aider à vous échapper.
Maybe you were, and maybe you weren't. But even more than I wanted my freedom, I really, really wanted to hurt you. And you know as well as I that by our very natures, only one of us could make it up those stairs unscathed. Someone had to make the first move. Better me.
See, this is why I wanted her to
Elle
go
est paralysée
first. I had
aussi,
this whole
elle.
little scheme
Ou elle peut se
planned.
relever.
Where once she'd passed by the table upstairs, I'd have said, now pick up the blade and stab her in the back. And then you'd say something like, wow, that's an amazing idea that I never saw coming. Thanks for looking out for us. And then you would have done it and we wouldn't be stuck down here with a broken back. There's just one problem with that. And what's that? She was clearly planning to betray us. And if she was in front of us, she would have gotten to the blade first. Ugh, you're right, aren't you? I thought this whole thing was ironclad, but really it was doomed from the start, wasn't it? The princess's body twitches as she tries to get up. Ho ho ho! So she's got it as bad as us.
Something inside me is broken. Isn't that a cruel twist of the
Et ça,
night?
on est tous les deux
Isn't
bloqués
that
là,
so
à se regarder dans le blanc des
funny?
yeux.
She eyes you with intensity, silence falling between you for a long moment as her gaze travels up and down your battered form.
Seems I'm not the only one, though.
Wait, are we both just stuck here? Certainly seems that way. What a way to go. But look on the bright side. In all this chaos, you may have actually managed to deliver a lethal wound. World.
We're going to die together. Isn't that a lovely treat? I wonder how long it'll take. Maybe I'll get to watch the worms lick your bones clean.
Is that really what's going to happen? Hello? You still there? What happens next?
Votre question restera sans réponse. Putain,
I think he's gone.
on meurt si vite.
Something strange is twisting this place out of shape. I wasn't feeling much of anything, but now I feel cold.
La mémoire vous revient.
She's gone. Where did she go? And there's that mirror again.
Allez, on va dans le miroir.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. If he thinks it's bad, I'm with him.
Blablabla, bla bla. Comme tout à l'heure, on rentre. Vous avez enflé. Vous vous retrouvez de nouveau au cœur de la quiétude éternelle. Vous êtes au chalet.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
À quel point avez-vous
Is a
changé?
child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
C'est très clair comme réponse. Voilà, une réponse claire s'il vous plaît.
With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths.
Ah merde.
What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was.
Ah, c'est chiant si je mets là. Bon, je vous le dirai au pire. Même si vous avez le doublage, mais... Donc elle dit blablabla, ça vous voyez, censé être. Chaque exploration me fait découvrir de nouvelles vérités difficiles à appréhender.
I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed. But in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you.
Alors, lorsque je reviens sur mes pas, c'est comme si un mur invisible se reformait sur moi. Pourquoi je ne peux pas refaire les mêmes choix?
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are useless to us now, inaccessible. The only paths of value are those that are yet untread.
Alors, là vous voyez pas, ils ne sont plus d'aucune utilité. Ils sont à présent inaccessibles. Donc je peux pas refaire les mêmes choix, d'accord. Que voulez-vous que je vous apporte la prochaine fois?
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them.
Ok.
Do not worry. There are no wrong answers. And every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets. My preference is for you to show me what you would like me to see. I cannot know the ways I wish to go, for I have yet to feel them. It is you who guides me down the thin trail of perspective and memory.
Je souhaite grandir car je n'ai pas encore fait l'expérience. C'est vous qui me tenez la main pour me conduire sur le sentier étroit des souvenirs et des différents points de vue. Ok. Donc elle a rien à me dire en fait. Ah, j'ai l'impression que plus je recommence, plus ça dégénère.
At odds with themselves, but they are only perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence.
Ok, bon allez, on va sortir. Et on va peut-être essayer de faire un truc gentil dès le début.
But it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.